to know characteristics of. Then there's the six kingdoms: bacteria, archaebacteria, protista, plantae or virida plantae, fungi, and animalia. So with the virida plantae kingdom now, that is essentially the move of green algae from the kingdom protista over to the kingdom virida plantae, and that's the moving the entire phylum Chlorophyta over to the green plants. So again, they should also know characteristics of each one of the kingdoms, which you can see in table 26.2. 26.2. Now it does talk briefly about the nature of bacteria versus the nature of eukarya and archaeans. Particularly with archaeans, let's say you should know the major groups that are involved in the archaeans: the methanogens, extremophiles, and non-extreme archaea, which are all listed in page 512. So with the thermophiles, their temperature ranges from 60 to 80 degrees Celsius, and with these, typically at least, now they're able to resist a little bit higher than that. But thermophiles within the extremophiles, let's say, which is where we're referring to temperature specifically, you can go all the way up to 113 degrees Celsius. I think that's the hottest that a certain group of these archaeans are able to actually live. Not all of them are able to live in such high temperatures. Now, you could also have halophiles, which are salt concentrated archaeans, or salt tolerant archaeans. You can have pH tolerant archaeans, etc. And those all fall within the extremophiles. And we have the methanogens that use energy by using hydrogen gas to reduce carbon dioxide. So you actually end up producing methane, and it's like I've said in the past, that with these methanogens, you have the fact that they are living as well in harsh conditions. With the methanogens, they also live in our gut, and it allows us basically to have stinky poop. But anyways, again, major characteristics of each one of the domains and each one of the classes, of each one of the kingdoms. You can ask them at some point as far as viruses go, and if they're alive or not. Okay, and you can go back to the first question, refer to viruses, whether they're alive or not, and what makes them alive or not. And essentially, they don't have cytoplasm, they don't have a plasma membrane, they don't have ribosomes, they don't have any typical thing that a cell is supposed to have. They're not able to reproduce on their own. They're not really able to go through the entire list of the properties of life that we looked at the beginning of the session. They don't have those things, or all of those things, by any means. So, for the most part, the majority of people think that they are not alive, or living organisms. Now, I briefly talked about the virida plantae kingdom, and you can see that in figure 2612. Okay, in figure 2612, the new cladogram that shows us the virida plantae kingdom, the newly formed virida plantae kingdom, with the red algae being our outgroup in this particular case. Okay, that's basically where I'm going to take the chapter. There's only a couple questions so that you guys have enough time to go through everything beforehand, before actually going to your session. That's the reason I made it so short, and be able to thoroughly go through each one of the questions, and have actually time to answer student questions, because I'm sure they're going to have a bunch. Okay, so just remember to make sure that you get as many answers from your students as possible, and you ask them as many questions as you can to get the info from them versus you telling them the info. Okay, if you guys guys have any questions, feel free and let me know.